14-year-old laddie Gillett and his family were vacationing here at the Trouble Moor Resort in Placencia on Wednesday night, just before the 10 o'clock curfew hour. He and another minor were heading back home when they were pursued by police officers, one of whom fired the deadly shot that caught Gillett in the back. What was to be a fun-filled trip away from home turned tragic within minutes.
Police received a call from a security guard at a resort that there were some people looking suspicious in the area. Based on that, police responded to the location, and upon arrival, they encountered 2 or 3 young men. They saw them running, and in the process of doing so, one of the officers fired a single shot, and the shot caught one of the individuals who was running. The person who was shot was later identified to be a 14-year-old, and he is a resident of Chaw Creek Lodge in Cayo. He was taken to the Placencia Polyclinic, where he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Compal Chester Williams says that the action of the officer was unjustifiable because it goes against police protocol in all its forms.
From what I know so far, based on what we have recorded, the shooting would be unjustified. We have our use of force policy, and one of our policies is that we are not to shoot at a fleeing suspect. So he was not a suspect. And yes, he was running, but from what we are gathering, he was not running from the police. So he cannot be regarded even as a fleeing suspect. And so, yes, the use of force would be unjustified. It goes against our policy, and while yes, we do at times encourage warning shots are to be fired in the air, not even on the ground, because on the ground can ricochet. So there's no way, from what I know so far, that we can justify what happened.
Statements have been recorded from the responding officers, the security guard at the Placencia Beach Club, and the minor who survived the ordeal. Reports are that even as Gillett was mortally wounded, the other minor was physically assaulted by police officers and the security guard.
I also got that information from the mother when I spoke to her this morning, and that is also a part of the investigation being done by professional standard branch. If the officers did that, then that is utterly wrong and would not be countenanced by us. The child, from what I was told by the mother, had just gone to a nearby place, him and his friend, to drop off a female friend. And they were on their way back from that home and were running to beat curfew and not necessarily running from the police. And so it's really unfortunate, and I really and truly, I cannot say that I can feel what the mother is feeling, but I can feel some of her pain, and it would be rough for any parent. And I don't have a 14-year-old, but I have a 11-year-old, and I could just imagine if I were in her shoe, how I would feel.
Compal Chester Williams describes the situation as a tough one because the family has been good supporters of the police department and the minor has no criminal history. He spoke with the mother this morning.
She was obviously in a state of shock still, and understandably so. As she said to me that the child had his entire future ahead of him, and that has been taken away. And so as a department, I assured her that we are going to do what needs to be done. The department is not going to cover nothing. I briefed the minister about it this morning, and we share the same view. And so we just have to do what needs to be done in addressing the issue.
Duane, Moody for News 5.